guys, it's Claire. Today we are reading another chapter in Ivy and Bean. Make sure to watch the other chapters if you haven't. We're on Beware. If you don't know, so if you haven't watched other chapters, make sure to do that. So without further ado, let's get started. Beware. Once they had agreed to cast a spell on Nancy, Bean started long and hard at Ivy's robe. Those little pieces of paper had to go. The first to go was the first thing we have to do to make you look more like a witch, she said. Ivy looked down at her robe. Why? Bean tried to explain without hurting Ivy's feelings. If you want other people to believe that you are rich, you have to look more like a witch. This is the picture. Ivy's kind of looking down at her robe like, meh. As you can see, I'll zoom in a little bit. Her stars and moons don't really look like stars or moons. These kind of just look like lines, and these just look like some weird thing. But I don't care if other people believe me, said Ivy. Bean shook her head. What a weird kid. It takes make your spells better to live. Got a dress for disgust. Her mother said that the whole time it usually meant Bean had to put on clean shirts. Besides, it would be fun to do it. I have face paint. Ivy nodded. In my room upstairs, she pointed to the window. It's your mom inside us, Bean? I guess, said Ivy. Is she going to tell my mother where I am? Grown-ups stuck together. That's way Bean Dad had it was because they were all in the same club together. But Ivy felt pretty sure that she was making that up. Ivy tapped her wand against her hand. Maybe we should sneak in just to be sure. That was fine with Bean. She loved sneaking. I love face paint too, she said, I'm really going to love witches. Nancy kicked her leg and waved her arm for the rest of her life. Then she went back to the kitchen. She could be in here, said Ivy's mom, talking on the telephone somewhere in the house. This is going to be easy, whispered Ivy. She's working. She yelled loudly, Hi, Mom! Can I have a banana? Hang on a second. Bean heard Ivy's mom say to Ivy, Hey, hon, I'm on the phone. Can you get your own banana? There was a sound of a door shutting. There is no picture on this page. Okay, yelled Bean. She smiled at Bean's teeth. Very tricky, thought Bean. Ivy was turning out to be a lot more neither easily had accepted that. They walked softly past Ivy's mom's door and upstairs. They were very quiet at the top of the stairs there was outdoors with a sign, "Beware," in red glitter, blue letters, that Ivy's room. When she went into Bean, she stood still and looked around. This way, it was cool, she said. She had never seen a room like Ivy's. There was thick lines drawn on the floor, making out 5 sections. Each section was a different room. In one section there was a small sofa and rug with a bookcase stuffed with books. In another was a table covered with pens and paper and glitter glue and paint. Ivy's bed was in a canopy made of silver netting. It was a dress and followed screening paint with clouds. There were 4 sections. The 5th section was nothing except dolls. Bean had never seen so many dolls in her life. There were regular plastic kinds of dolls. There were weird staring dolls, fancy costumes that were creepy glasses on top, and a toy store. They're walking up to Ivy's room that says, "Beware." I don't know why I should put it on there. And this is a picture of Ivy's room. There is a lot of stuff in there. There were stuffed wooden dolls. There were China dolls, some smaller ones and tiny ones. There were dolls that was really a rock dressed in clothing. All the dolls were separated around the doll-sized bank. Even the Mush Babies dolls couldn't sit by themselves. Had been probably up with blocks in the middle of the blanket laid a Barbie doll wrapped in toilet paper. All the other dolls watching her. "Need," said Bean. "A mummy?" "Yes," said Ivy. "I'm going to build a pyramid and bury her in. As soon as I figure out how." "I know how," said Bean. "Nancy made one of sugar cubes last year. I can't believe your parents let draw lines on the floor." So this is a picture of all of Ivy's dolls. In the middle, here's her Barbie doll wrapped in toilet paper. She does have lots of dolls. Weird. Some of them are kind of weird. And only chalk, said Ivy. "It's come off and changed lines when I changed the room's floor. Now I'm thinking about getting rid of the dressing room and making it into a kitchen." "Is that one of your dressing rooms?" Bean asked, pointing to the section with a gesture and a folded screen. "Yeah, I like the screen," said Bean, "but the kitchen is a little bit boring. Maybe you could turn it into a science lab for making potions and screening. Could products screen? A lab said Ivy, thinking. A witch lab that pretends to be a good idea. Bean looked over the table with the paint and glitter glue. What's that? Called. She asked. To my art studio, said Ivy. Cool, said Bean. Let's fix up your wand in the art studio. There we can paint of squiggly and jewels and streamers and pipe cleaners. First, I wrapped the wand in silver pipe cleaners. Would be actually streamers to end up. Then I leave some stickers on, said Bean, painting glue on top and dipping it in a jar of glitter. She stuck a big red jewel on top of the wand, dipping a little bit big, too much more magic than it had ever been before. And then it looks like there's some tubes for science on this one. Ew, there's a jar of spiders. Ugh, spiders. Now, said Bean, when that was done, let's work on your robe. What's the matter with it? Asked Ivy. All the stars and moons are coming off. See, said Bean, pointing. You better look if we draw them with a sparkly marker. Ivy looked excessed. I can't draw stars very well. I can, said Bean. I'll teach you. Bean showed Ivy how to draw lots of dots for stars and points, then correct dots with lines. Ivy practiced on paper for a while. Then they started the bathroom over the table and began drawing. Ivy's stars were a little bent, but they had 5 points. Soon the black robe was covered with silver stars and gold moons. Once that was done, Ivy got face paint. Be couldn't believe it. A set had 24 colors. Wow, let's do green stripes, said Bean, or green dots. There's 3 different greens. No, which greens are only greens in movies, said Ivy. Real witches just regular colors, but you got this great face paint, said Bean. We've got to use it for something. Ivy thought, you can paint, put black around my eyes. Okay. Aren't real witches kind of pale because they go out most at night? Asked Bean. So here they are laying the robe over the table. The picture. I guess, said Ivy, of pale but not green. My mom knew a guy who turned green because he watched TV all the time, said Bean, but she couldn't tell that wasn't changing Ivy's mind. If we didn't all white with black around our eyes, yeah, nobody with a couple of bobs in my hair. Check my bold. Good, said Bean. Agreed. Bold is good. So Bean carefully straightened a wet off over Ivy's face except her lips. Then she drew red drops down her cheeks. Then she didn't really look like. They didn't really look like. They looked more like red tears, but that was pretty scary. Things to. Then Bean drew thick black lines around Ivy's eyes. Both girls thought that witches' hats were dorky, so they wrapped Ivy's head in black scarves borrowed from her mom's dresser, for Ivy looked mostly like long black hair. Ivy started at herself in the dressing room mirror. Wow, she said, I really look great. And she did. There's a picture of Ivy looking at herself in the mirror. You can kind of see her face. So here's her red tears, and she really does look like a witch. And that is the end of that chapter. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below so you can see the rest of this book, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.